Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mobile Technologies conference call hosted by Martin Kyle and Sandra Habel. My name is Joan and I'm your event manager. During the presentation, your lines will remain on listen only. If you require assistance at any time, simply key *0 on your telephone and a coordinator will be happy to assist you. I'd like to advise all parties this conference is being recorded, and I'd now like to hand over to Sandra. Go ahead, Sandra.
So, hello everybody from my side. Today we would like to give you an overview about our mobile technologies, and we will focus here on our corporate LIFEBOOks. So we got some new products already beginning of February, and there are some new products upcoming in the next months which we would like to show you. With me here I also have Martin Kyle, who's my colleague, also a product manager.
Hello.
And also Christian Kandler is with me. He will later help us with question and answers. If there are some questions on components, he's the product manager and will help us here.
Hello.
So then we will start. So first, I'd like to show you the roadmap, and as you can see here, we got a very big transition to the new Huron River platform from Intel. So beginning of March, we launched a lot of new products, and that's why we thought it makes sense to make a web talk to discuss this with you. When we look at the mobile portfolio, we have divided the portfolio in three areas. There is the all-round line, the advanced line, and the superior line. The all-round line is normally focusing on small and medium-sized companies, also home users who are looking for fast available products having the latest technology, where the advanced line and the superior line is more focusing on medium-sized and large-sized companies and especially targeting their needs in manageability, security, but also in user-friendliness. And we will focus today on the call on the new LIFEBOOK E and S and P series in various flavors, let's say. So from the 12-inch to the 15-inch, we now have a family, and we will have a look on these products. So I will now hand over to Martin, showing us our new products.
Hello, this is Martin speaking. With the new Huron River platform, we have launched now a very good family concept on all of the notebooks. This family concept will be described directly on the next page. The member of these family products are LIFEBOOK E series, in this case the LIFEBOOK E751 and the E781, as well as the 14-inch system LIFEBOOK S series, the S751, S781, and the 12-inch system LIFEBOOK P701. This is added by the superior portfolio of the LIFEBOOK S761 and P771. On the next page, we describe about the family features of these notebooks. First of all, we are looking on the general family features. All of them have a product replicator support. This means it's very easy for you to dock and undock these units and to go to meetings and come back and easily connect your devices to the system, because the docking and undocking is very simply supported by a port replicator. LIFEBOOK S series and E series 14 and 15 are supporting even the same port replicator. The same is given for the LIFEBOOK P series. Both of them have the same port replicator. Only the S13-inch, the LIFEBOOK S761, has a different one and a single one. All of these notebooks share a stylish business design and a slim shape, which makes them very nice and easily to look at, as well as we have also chosen a design which you would like to look at also 2 years after, and which is not only modern and stylish now, but it's very stylish also in, let's say, 2 years. All of these notebooks can be used with a common bit image. This means If you have built up a bit image with drivers on a Windows 7, let's say, on one of the systems, you can easily transfer this to other systems of this family. We also have chosen common AC adapters. That means all of them are using the 19 volts technology. That means they have the same plug. They are almost all the same AC adapters with 80 watts. The only exception of this is the LIFEBOOK P771, which is a very small and nice notebook, and therefore also has a smaller AC adapter, but can be also run with an 80 watt AC adapter. We all have on the same, we have on all of the notebooks the common keyboard layout. Surely the 12-inch has smaller keyboards, but the same layout. And for 13, 14, and 15, we even have the identical keyboard. It's not only similar, it's identical. And we have for all of the system, which makes serviceability and also later for spare parts, makes it very easy. We have a common first battery. That means no matter if you have a LIFEBOOK E series, S series, P series, all of them share one battery concept, and now even up to 67 watt hours. That means we have the latest battery cells that are available on the world market. An additional 0 watt AC adapter closes the complete portfolio and offers you the possibility to have no power supply, no power consumption in case the system is off. But this function will be explained later. We have also global availability now. That means no matter if you buy a system in one of these selected systems in Japan, in Asia, US, or in EMEA room, no matter where, you get always the same notebook. That means you can have also common bit image, common BIOS, and you can use that for your corporate global customers also in all parts of the world. This is kind of an external family feature set, but we have also internally a common security concept. All of the notebooks either have a smart card slot directly, or they can be equipped with a smart card adapter. That means to identify yourself with a smart card and to log on to the notebook. You all have fingerprint option for all of these notebooks that you see here, as well as the TPM option in order to support, for example, BitLocker and the Pro functionality. And you also have support of the ATP functionality, the anti-theft technology. We all have common interfaces and communication for these notebooks. First of all, DisplayPort for the tender portfolio. That means for the 12, 14, and 15 series, LIFEBOOK P, S, and E series. And you have HDMI interface, which is more multimedia oriented for the superior portfolio of the LIFEBOOK S761 and P771. All of these notebooks have an Express card and SD card support. Surely they support also SIM card in case you choose 3G support. All of them feature an option for Bluetooth, wireless LAN, and 3G, as we were the first implemented in the market an integrated 3G solution. And all of these notebooks also feature an option for microphones and webcams, which will also be described later on in one of the last pages. Okay, let's go on. One of the most important points is today the change from the LIFEBOOK E and S series. There is an implementation of new systems, and it's called 781. LIFEBOOK E series and S series, both 14 and 15, get an upgrade to 781. Where LIFEBOOK E and S 751 have already an absolutely complete portfolio in all complete feature sets, we have added some nice functionality and some required functionality even in some tenders in 781. So let's start with the basics. We have implemented in both of these products latest Intel technology with high-speed graphics, a family concept which I described already, very long battery life, I mean up to 17 hours I think is a very exciting value. We have an advanced security concept which I already described, many interfaces, I name only eSATA, DisplayPort, even serial port on a 15-inch system and so on. And we have many keyboard versions. Also for keyboard versions, we will have a detailed slide set later on. On top of these, the LIFEBOOK E and S751 are using compound display protection. They offer you a choice of HD and HD Plus resolution for both 14 and 15. They're working with the HM65 chipset, that means not vPro supported. They offer you 4x USB interfaces as well as an option for a 1.3 MP camera. On the other side, the ENS 781 are offering magnesium display protection, which makes it possible that the notebook is a little bit slimmer and still more stiff than a compound display protection. We are offering still for 14-inch HD and HD Plus resolution, but for 15-inch we are adding a full HD resolution. That means also customer who wants to have a bigger screen, that means not a bigger screen, sorry, a bigger resolution, that means more content on the screen, they are now happy to get the full HD resolution. We are featuring with the 781 the QM67 chipset, which makes it vPro ready. You simply add vPro components like i5 or i7 processors, Intel wireless LAN and TPM module, and then you have a vPro logo system. And we are adding even the new USB 3 interface on these systems, but as well also the USB 2.0 3 ones. And additionally, we are offering 2 MP camera as an option on the 781. So this is kind of possibility. This is a very good possibility for you to upgrade the systems from 751 to 781.
Also in the 12-inch sector, we will offer you a new product beginning of June. So we have launched in February the LIFEBOOK P701 as a cost-optimized 12-inch system, whereas on the other side we have the P771, which is really our flagship high-end notebook for the management area. We will introduce in June a LIFEBOOK P771. We call it matte because it will have the design of the corporate notebooks, and it will be, let's say, a compromise between the two notebooks. So we will have an i5 standard voltage processor compared to the P771, which has the ULB processor. So it brings you more performance, whereas it will use a little bit more battery, of course. It will already be Pro ready. And it will offer you the 12-inch compound display. So here's the difference to the P771. We have here the glossy version. We have the magnesium display. For the P771 matte, we are offering you the compound display. So this is the same display you will also find in the P701. Of course, this will add a little bit of weight to this notebook. So you will add 100 grams of weight from the 1.3 kilo to come to the 1.4 kilo, but you are still below the weight of the P701 with the 1.5 kilo. Also, the dimensions will change a little bit from the glossy version to the matte version. As you can imagine, adding a standard LED compared to the thin and light LED, and also the different material will add 2 millimeters or 2.5 millimeters, but nonetheless it's still a very, very nice product, but offered of course at a much lower price level. You can already find this product in the May price list, and the system will be shipped from June onwards. I'd like to mention another option which is very new since the 2011 product. So the P771 is now offering the modular bay again. You know, perhaps from a few years ago with the P7230 we had a modular bay, but we didn't offer it for the P8010 and all the successors. Now with the P771 we are back to this modular bay, and here of course, as with all the other LIFEBOOKs, you can have, instead of a DVD drive, the second battery included into this modular bay, which dramatically increases your battery runtime and makes your notebook much, much more flexible. Of course, also the new version of the P771 matte will offer this functionality of a modular bay.
So on the next page, we want to explain now about something about the basics of all of these new notebooks, and that's the so-called Huron River platform and what it's consisting about. As you can see, the Huron River platform consists about the Sandy Bridge processor. This processor is not only a CPU, but it has also integrated a GPU, that means a graphics unit, and a memory controller. Maybe you have a look at the bottom of the page where we show the three different possibilities what Intel has done over the last years. Up to 2009 and the so-called Montevina platform, there was a CPU, which was a single and sole processing unit with not a graphics integrated and not the memory interface. This was connected through the front side bus to the so-called North Bridge. The North Bridge contained a graphics, and you have here the connection to a graphics as well as to the memory. And there was also a connection to the South Bridge where all the interfaces were connected, let's say serial, parallel, USB, LAN, and all the stuff was connected through the South Bridge to the complete systems. In 2010, Intel changed the whole topology of the system, and two more functions went into the CPU. That was the start of this complete product. This was a CPU already in 32 nanometer structure, the GPU, that means the graphics part, in 45 nanometer, and it was added as well the memory controller, where you could connect DDR3 memory with 1066 megahertz. And at the bottom part, there is the so-called platform controller hub, still running on 65 nanometers, so an old kind of structure in the Calpella platform. For Huron River, these parts that were separated on the CPU, that means on one, let's say, little daughter board, all the CPU, GPU, and memory controller was integrated in 2010. Now went 2011 in Huron River platform, all on one die, that means on one part within the CPU. So it's now everything is one part. The CPU, the GPU, everything done in 32 nanometers as well as the memory controller hub. Now supporting DDR1333. The platform controller hub changed, and there was a new platform controller hub, but the structure is still on 65, which seems to be absolutely sufficient for working very perfectly. So that means we have now full integration of CPU. Going back to the text at the top part, we have now integrated CPU, graphics, and memory controller die directly on one die, and therefore that the CPU is now working with 32 nanometers. We have now really advanced media and graphics capabilities. The graphics part of this complete Huron River platform now increased by the factor 2.5 to 3. That means now heading to entry discrete graphics solutions. This is one reason why we have not implemented in LIFEBOOK area any discrete graphics solution, because the Intel graphics gives you less driver problems, less heating problems, less energy consumption, less bill of material costs, and offers you still a very, very good performance, absolutely sufficient for office requirements. And there is also added an Intel WiDi technology. Sandra will tell you about in 2 pages about the details of the Intel WiDi technology. Going on, what has been done from Intel in order coming from the Calpella platform to the Huron River platform. If you compare same price levels of CPUs, you had in the past the entry price list processor was an i5-560 at an SysMark 2007 point of 168, and at the same price level, the i5 2520 is at the same price level. You get now 10% more performance at 185 points. This, I think, is a very good extra compared with the graphic solution. You really get now very, very performant systems, absolutely sufficient for every office usage and even maybe some gaming requirements.
Regarding the Wi-Fi technology, Intel is making a big advertisement about the solution, which is really a nice one. So basically, the only thing you need in your notebook or in your LIFEBOOK is the Intel Centrino wireless LAN. If you are equipped with an Intel Centrino wireless LAN, you can easily connect to any display devices. The only thing you need is a little adapter, which you have to add to a projector, for example, to a LED display, or a plasma display, or a big LCD, and then you can wirelessly connect to this display. That, of course, is easy because just imagine you have a presentation with some presenters, you can easily exchange them, and well, also all this hassle with the cables is just not available with this. Of course, you can use the Wi-Fi functionality also at home, for example, to watch videos and pictures on your TV. So also here, you just need to attach this little box on the TV, and then you can, well, look at the holiday pictures you did onto the TV. We will also offer, by the way, this little accessory box in the accessory department. It will be available in the next month. So, coming to the green concept, Martin has already mentioned it a little bit, and we thought about some new topics of green technology in our notebooks. So when it comes to our green history, it's really a very, very long history. Normally, the slide should not start in 2006, of course. It should start in 1988 with the introduction of the first recycling center, which has been established in Germany, in Paderborn. And but we have taken on this slide the most important innovations and introductions of the last, well, 5 years now. So as you might see, in 2009 we have introduced the 0-watt PC, the first 0-watt PC in the world. Even 1 year before, we have introduced the first 0-watt monitor in 2008. In 2010, we have launched a 0-watt server, and what you can, of course, see from this, we were still missing a 0-watt notebook. And that's what we did with our new Huron River platform. We have introduced a 0-watt AC adapter. But how is this working, Martin?
That's very simple, Sandra. I think you can do it on one. I think you can do it in two ways. Either you use a simple switch that you switch on and off if you need power, but I think this is a little bit funny solution. We didn't much clever. As soon as the notebook is switched off and the battery is loaded, because I think it's clear that the battery must be loaded, as soon as this happens, the notebook tells the AC adapter, simply switch off. And then there is on the primary side, that means on the 110 volts or 220 volts side, there's a switch inside of the AC adapter which works automatically, driven by the LIFEBOOK. That switches completely the AC adapter off. This means, you can see on the next page, this means in those times when the notebook normally is not working, and that's, let's say, in the evening and night times, in the early mornings, while normal notebooks and normal AC adapters still consume a little bit of energy, this 0-watt AC adapter simply switches off. And what makes it very interesting for you and all of the customers is you simply don't need to think and to react. Simply by this 0-watt AC adapter, and with all of our new LIFEBOOks that are listed, this is working. The 0-watt AC adapter functionality is simply working. And with all other notebooks, with all other LIFEBOOks, let's say also from the last years, the 0-watt AC adapter functionality doesn't work, but the AC adapter itself is working. That means, to summarize, simply use a 0-watt AC adapter, and as soon as he finds a suiting notebook, he will definitely switch off as soon as the notebook is switched off and battery is loaded.
So the next topic on our agenda is about user interfaces. So there are several things we thought of, some innovations we have put into our system. First of all, antibacterial keyboards. This is something also our competitors have started in the last years, but mostly in the consumer area, and we think that also in the corporate area this is quite an important topic. So just imagine there are some notebooks which are used, for example, in public offices from several people. Your colleague has a flu and you are using the notebook, and of course the bacteria which are on your colleague are then transferred to the notebook and then transferred to you. So that's why we introduced the antibacterial keyboards, which you find in our PC Architect for all 13, 14, and 15 corporate notebooks, so for the S and E series in all flavors. This antibacterial keyboard just is covered with a coating, with a silver ion coating, which either kills the bacteria which are coming onto the surface, or it will just absorb them or destroy them. So if you have any customers in the medical institutes, for example, in hospitals or anything, this might be a solution. And also in public offices or offices where more than one person uses the notebook, this might be a solution. Please note that we, for the moment, do not offer all language variants available. So for the moment, we are offering only 4 keyboard languages with this antibacterial surface. So, of course, German, of course, UK, the Nordics, and a US version. Reason behind that is quite a logistical concept behind that. So you know that all our keyboards are lasered with the keyboard layouts, and just imagine if you have this antibacterial coating on the notebooks and you would laser on top of them, this surface would be destroyed and the keyboard would lose its functionality. That's of course not what we would like to do. So that's why these keyboards are already lasered at the supplier of our keyboards. And as this is a little bit more logistical effort behind, we start with these 4 different languages. If you're interested in a language in your mother tongue, just let us know, send us an email, and we will try to see how big the project is and if we can help you on this. So on the LIFEBOOK E-Series, we have quite a new thing, because the 15-inch can be available in either the normal keyboard version, but also with a numeric keyboard. So that's quite good. The 15-inch is quite a big product, and so we used the space for adding this num block, which is of course perfect for people who are typing in a lot of numbers, let's say in the controlling area, in the finance area, anywhere where people have to type in a lot of numbers. This will help them to get faster also on the notebooks. And so for the moment we find it in the PC Architect with white keyboards, but from summertime onwards you will also find black numeric keyboards. And perhaps here to add something in general about black keyboards. So I think we are the only notebook supplier who are offering for the moment still white keyboards. Basically, we have a lot of customers who really appreciate this, because you don't need a keyboard backlight or a keyboard light to see something when it's getting darker, because with a white keyboard you can always see what you're typing. But of course, from now or from this year on, we will really have on all our corporate notebooks the possibility to choose either a white or black keyboard. So we can really choose on your design wishes or what your customer wishes in the color. Regarding the touchpad, there's always one company who's making a lot about multi-touch functionality. Of course, our notebooks or corporate notebooks are not featuring a multi-touch display, but all of them feature a multi-touch touchpad, so a gesture-controlled touchpad. Within the driver, you can choose if you want to use this gesture functionality, and you can program some movements of this touchpad for whatever, making a window bigger or making pictures bigger, zoom in, zoom out, whatever you want to do. It's just a very easy functionality you can use within the driver of the touchpad. Within the 12 and 13 inch, so within the P and the S761, we are offering a scroll pad. Some of you might have already seen, and I'm getting a lot of questions about this functionality. What's that? So, to be honest, a 12-inch system is very, very nice because it's very small and it fits into every bag and you can easily carry it around. It's especially good for mobile users. But to be honest, when it comes to looking at the content of your Excel file with 1,000 lines, it's getting a little bit of a hassle. And here the scroll wheel is really a helpful piece for you, because with this you can easily scroll up and down by just making a round movement, let's say, with your right finger. So some of you might notice from the first iPods which have been introduced a few years ago, so you can really easily scroll up and down in your music lists, and with the scroll wheel in the LIFEBOOK you can easily scroll down in your enormous big Excel sheets you might have to read. Both options can be easily switched on and off in the driver of your notebook, which you can find in the system tray. So the next topic is the modular bay. Modular bay is a very unique selling point we have in our LIFEBOOks, and I'd like to spend some words on this because this is often forgotten. So first of all, what is a modular bay? For those who don't know, just exchange your DVD drive easily and either put in a second battery or even a second HDD to make a backup inside your notebook. But we're offering much more. So first of all, a family bay. That's really a very cool functionality. So we have the same modular bay for the E751 and 81, S751 and 81 in the LIFEBOOK T901, so the tablet, and the LIFEBOOK T730, the 12-inch tablet, and also their predecessors from this year. So we have a real family concept also with history, so with our predecessors, where you can exchange the drives. This is, for example, suitable because, to be honest, who's using a DVD drive every day? There are not many people, so most of them just use it perhaps once a week or once a month. And, for example, you could share the DVD drive with your colleagues in the team, or you might even take the DVD drive from your predecessor and put it into the new system. So Blu-ray is now getting more and more a topic, not only in the consumer segment, but now also in the corporate segment. So Blu-ray drives are available for the 14 and 15-inch base, and they will be available for the 13-inch S761 from July on. The second HDD is available for the standard base, so the 14 and 15 bay. Not for the 12 and 13-inch models because they have a smaller bay and the HDD does not fit inside. It's not possible from the height. And so for all the notebooks you can use, we call it the weight saver, so it's just an empty plastic part you can put inside to close the hole which you have when you open the DVD drive, and then it makes your system 100 grams lighter. Then another goodie, which you might have seen already in some news in the last days. I realized that this is a big hype in the press right now. The story about the Bay projector. The Bay projector is, a projector into the modular Bay, very easy topic, and we will offer this for the LIFEBOOK S761 and P771. This will be available, we think, in the July time frame. And it's quite an easy story. You can see this on the upper right picture. So the beamer is normally, or the projector is hidden in the bay, and you can just pull it out, switch it on, and then it projects the picture of your notebook onto a wall. There are some technical details here on this slide. So it's 800 to 600 pixel resolution. We tried it. You can get a quite nice picture around 13 inches. You have a manual focus, and it offers you around 40 NV lumen of brightness. So it's a laser projector. It's just a pico projector in a different format, let's say. And it's really a very, very easy story. You just have to install the driver, and it's working straight away. We got a sample last week, and it's working very well. Of course, to be clear, it's not working in a sunlit office with 100 people watching a presentation on this projector. So this solution is for, let's say, having a mobile office with you. For example, an insurance person goes to his customers, wants to present some slides. Normally at home you don't have a projector, so you can just project this on the living room wall, for example, or you have a small meeting with 2, 3, 4 people. You go into a room, there's no projector available. I think all of us have already experienced this, and here you have the beamer, the projector integrated into your notebook. So we will make a press announcement in the next weeks, also giving a little bit more price information and more technical information about this. So just have a look at our web pages. You will get informed about this story.
Sandra, can you present only pictures or also movies?
Of course, you can also present movies, pictures, slide sets. All the content you normally have on your normal screen of your notebook is just copied onto the wall. So also you can have
That's interesting.
Movies. So the next topic is upgradability.
Thanks, Sandra. This is again my part. For the LIFEBOOK E 14-inch, so the LIFEBOOK S 14-inch, the S751 and the S781, as well as the LIFEBOOK E series, the E751 and the E781, there is a novum integrated into our new notebooks. We have integrated a modular multimedia concept. This means you can choose from factory and as well later on via service or even via price list something different that you ordered from factory. That means in the factory you can order, let's say, a dummy module because you think you don't need a microphones or webcams, and later on you might see, I need to do now video conferencing and so on, and I would like to have a webcam or microphones, and you simply can add these by different modules later on, even from our price list or via our service. This is, to make it clear, this is nothing to exchange within, let's say, 10 seconds, and to do it from customer, depending on every customer presentation, you put it out or in, but it's possible to change it over lifetime, and I would say 10 to 20 changes can be done. That means if you change the department and your job, then you simply can adapt the notebook to your needs. This is what the multimedia concept is behind. For the 14 and 15-inch series, we have implemented digital array microphones. What does it mean and what is the advantage of it? That means for array microphones you can perfectly support beamforming, and digital microphones perfectly support echo cancellation. But what is beamforming? Beamforming is simply a method where you detect who is speaking and which is the noise that I want to support and to transmit. This is very simply normally the person who is sitting in front of the notebook normally is the one who would like to speak and to have a telco or a video conference. And as you can see on the picture on the left side, if the speaker is sitting in front of the notebook, his the voice waves comes at the same time to the left and to the right microphone. And this makes it very simple for the software behind to detect, okay, this is the speaker, this is the voice I want to transmit, and then the voice is transmitted, and in an absolutely perfect signal quality. Let's assume there is a colleague at the side who has kind of disturbing noise, means he is talking to somebody else, which is not belonging to the video conferences. Then you can see on the right picture that his voice waves are reaching at different times the microphones, and the software behind simply can detect, okay, this is disturbing noise, so I filter it out. And I think this works up to minus 60 dB, which is nearly not hearable anymore. So this is the perfect possibility for you to have absolutely perfect video conferencing. As soon as you think there should be 2 more colleagues added to this video conferences, you also can disable beamforming, then all of the voices will be transmitted. The second part is echo cancellation. This is a very disturbing and very unfriendly behavior of a notebook. That means as soon as you talk to the microphone, the speech that you're talking to the microphone is amplified and played back via the speakers. And the speaker again brings the voice into the microphone, and then this is starting an echo effect. And in order to cancel this, there is a perfectly prepared system available. All of our systems are perfectly prepared with digital microphones, and they can very easily filter out echoes. So that means echo cancellation works perfectly with digital microphones. Beamforming works perfectly with digital array microphones. So on the next page, we have also something new in year 2011. Up to now, up to the Calpella platform in 2010, all of our business notebooks were always equipped with everything which was needed to upgrade for UMTS. That means the antenna were in, the UMTS shielding was in, everything was prepared in the notebook that you could upgrade UMTS later on after you have bought the system. This is changed now. From 2011 on, we have in our price list 3 different possibilities to equip a notebook in terms of 3G. There is one, no UMTS. No UMTS definitely means there is no chance later on to upgrade the system with an integrated UMTS. Clearly you can use a PC card, an express card or a USB stick, but no UMTS integrated can be upgraded later on. If you want to upgrade later on, you need to choose the UMTS Ready Kit, which you can find in the price list in PC Architect and so on of all of our systems. In this case, all the antennas are included. Everything is prepared that you later on can use the UMTS Upgrade Kit. That means the module, and upgrade the notebook either by service or partly by well-trained people on their own. And I think the best solution anyway is still integrate UMTS directly ex factory. That means the module, everything is integrated, everything fits, everything works perfectly, and you don't need to take care. So simply integrate UMTS from the beginning, including the module, and then everything is prepared. But as soon as you think, now I don't need UMTS, but maybe in 1 year, please don't forget to use the UMTS ready option. This makes you much more flexible when you buy your notebook and saves at the moment, at the beginning, purchasing costs.
So now we would be at the end of our presentation, and we could go to the question and answer session.
Certainly. Ladies and gentlemen, your question and answer session will now begin. If you wish to ask a question, it's star 1 on your telephone. Record your name and press the hash key. If you decide to withdraw your question, it's simply star 2. All questions will be answered in order received, and you'll be advised when to ask your question. To ask a question, it's star 1 on your telephone. Record your name and press the hash key. But no questions coming through at the moment.
Are you a little bit shy?
If you wish to ask a question on the web, simply type your question in the question and answer section on your screen and click on the Ask button.
So Joanne, I think there is one question coming up in a live meeting, but somehow I cannot see it. Can you see this question, Joanne?
Oh, we've got a question there that says, everything clear?
Ah. That's a good question.
You've explained everything very clearly.
Well, at least there was someone not so shy.
I'll just remind everyone again, if you wish to ask a question, it's star 1 on your telephone, record your name and press the hash key. Alternatively, you can type your question on the web by clicking on the question and answer section, type your question and click on the Ask button. No, I think everything's clear.
Okay. So I think if there are some questions coming up in, well, I don't know, during the afternoon, during the evening, you could also always drop us an email to Martin, to Christian, or to me, and we're happy to answer the emails, or you can also just call us. I think the presentation will be stored on the CTAG or will be sent out. So this is also clear, and perhaps we can also add our email addresses so you can directly reach us.
So thanks for your interest. It was very nice to make this presentation, and hope to see you soon.
Lovely. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes your conference call today. You may all now disconnect, and thank you for joining. Have a good day.